Hi, it is the midnight hour of April 1st, 2026. Let's take a look at the Dow 30. This is the end month settlements. This is pretty important. So we're going to start with Apple, down 3.9%. You can argue, bulls could argue structure's a bull flag, and we did hold the 10 MA, but momentum is due to turn negative as of the April the 1st open. Even though the main market's probably going to go up for a few days into next week, the setup is absolutely bearish for April. Again, if you lose a 10 MA sustainably, what are we looking at? $200. AMGN, new historic high but net low for the month by 9.3%. Momentum has rolled over. Amazon, lower for the fourth month of 5. Only down 0.8%, and the monthly candle is a reversal. It's kind of unusual. I guess we had one over here, but this is the second month under the 10 MA. Amazon is broken and momentum should be increasingly negative across April. American Express lower for a third month, only 2.1%, but still bearish. Momentum is increasingly negative. Volumes picking up. Bearish to financials. A rate cut would not help. Boeing down 12.5%. I mean, broadly, multi-year chop, right? Momentum is prone to turning negative as of April 1st. Caterpillar down 4.6%. Does have a midterm top from 789. Momentum has just started to level out and tick back down. Salesforce, not great. Ping ponging around here, breaking down. Net low for the month by 4.2%. Big volume. I mean, a touch lower than last month, but although last month was actually no. Anyway, net bearish. No sign of a turn there yet. Cisco down 2.3%. Still midterm bullish. We haven't even tested the 10 MA yet, but the February high does look like a bullish exhaustion high. So if it loses 73, then we can start to think about 65, 64s, and more broadly, 54s. Momentum has rolled over as of very subtle in January, or weakening. Chevron, new historic high, impressive, right? High Royal, high Chevron, 10.8%. I mean, that's a hell of a gain in any month. Momentum increase is accelerated to the upward side on good volume as well. Absolutely bullish energy stocks. Disney, rough month. Uh, what's that? The 8th month lower of 9. Yeah, that's not great, right? Down 9.1%. Zero sign of a floor. Momentum has turned sustainably negative. Bearish the mouse. Goldman Sachs, second month lower. This month's candle is a reversal, which leans short-term bullish, if only for a couple of days into next week, perhaps. It is one of the strongest financials out there. So yeah, short-term bullish for a few days, but momentum is weakening. Home Depot, bad March, a bad March for Home Depot. Look at these two little spiky candles here. Bulls are tired, down 13%. A really ugly close. That's the lowest close since. Yeah, look at this. This is the lowest close since the summer of 24. Not great. We undercut all of this. That's all gone. And you got to think now, what are we looking at here? 250? Momentum is increasingly negative. Yeah, net bearish to 250. Honeywell, new historic high, but we did see a full downside reversal down 7.2. It's not a bearish engulfing candle, but it ain't bullish either, right? We have a reversal. Momentum is just in the process of leveling out. Again, probably bullish for a few days. but bearish for April, May. IBM. So we actually did manage a minor gain of 0.9%. But you can see they sold into the bounce here, and it was the second month under the 10 MA. And this stock is absolutely broken. Target lower Bollinger, currently 182, so that should be 190. Momentum only turned negative in February, so plenty of downside opportunity for Big Blue. J&J, new historic high, but net lower for the month by 1.6%. Momentum still ticking upwards. A nice sign of a turn there, but yeah, it's one of the more resilient stocks that most people don't care about. JP Morgan, a third month lower, down 2%. This is a decisive monthly close under the 10 MA, which has been support all the way since what's that? November of look at this. November of 22. Midterm bullish, broken. Broken. So, target. Soft target is around 250. Bigger target is the lower Bollinger around currently 198, call it 200, which is also the April low. Momentum has turned sustainably negative. This is distinctly bearish. Coca-Cola down 6.1%. Momentum has started to weaken. And McDonald's looks relatively similar. Did get a fractional new historic high. Closed down 8.4%. McDonald's though. That is a bearish engulfing candle. It's probably looking at maybe testing the 50 monthly average in April and May. That's around 270. Momentum is due to turn negative in April. Bearish Big Mac and fries. 3M. You can see the sellers came in February, and now it's broken down 12.1%. And yeah, it's a little spiky around key price threshold, but momentum has turned negative for the first time since November of 23. So yeah, bearish for April. You can look for maybe 120. Merck, a lot of chop, down 2.1%. Momentum still ticking upwards, no sign of a turn. A lot of resilience in healthcare. The Microsoft. So, this was the sixth consecutive monthly decline, the seventh month of 8. Midterm bearish from 552. We printed 356, which was under the 50 monthly average, which I've been droning on about recently. And we didn't close under it, but that's not a bullish candle either, is it? We were down 5.7%, 370. Next support is around what is the April low of 342. I don't expect that to hold. And I do lean to the November low of 207 from 2022, which I accept as crazy talk, but you know, there's nothing bullish there. There just isn't. Nike, which had earnings in after hours. The last time I looked, Nike was down a couple of percent, maybe 51s, down on the month, 14.5%. A clear break of trend, right? It tried to rally, stalled, pulled back, a lot of chop, tried to rally, tried to break out, fail at resistance. Ugly month. Earnings in after hours were mixed. The year-over-year sales were up 0.1%, but if you strip out inflation of around 5%, in my view, arguably Nike lost 1 out of every 20 customers. That's a problem. I don't expect the April 51s to hold. Midterm bearish to around 42. That does not mean I'm not bullish for Wednesday, April 1st, or maybe into next week as well. But this is not bullish. This is still long-term horror from 166. Wow, look at what a decline. Horror. Moving on. NVDA, the third month low of 5. A lot of chop, right? So it only was down 1.6%, but that is a close under the 10 MA for the first time since last April. A soft target, in my view, is 150. If you believe the market's got to implode, then we're looking at 100. But I accept that is crazy talk. I will state, though, the most bearish aspect of all, and I've been warning about it for a couple of months, momentum has turned sustainably negative. So in April, it's probably be down here, right? At least down here. Bearish NVDA. But again, not necessarily for the next couple of days. P&G, powerful downside. Again, a lot of the most notable aspect about March was that the defensive slash boring stocks that nobody cares about in the Dow, they all got smashed. Well, many of them did. Procter & Gamble down 13.6%, back under the 10 of May, negating all of the declines, all of the gains from February. Momentum was rolled over. Clear stall. Look at the volume picked up a little bit as well. Bearish. Sherwin-Williams, another stock that nobody cares about, down 11.4%. Momentum is rolling over again. Volume was a touch higher. Travelers, new historic high, 311, but a full reversal, settling down 5.1%. Still midterm bullish. So, yeah, midterm bullish. There's no question about that. If the 10 MA is lost, though, then we're probably looking at least a test of last April's low, which was 226. Momentum is prone to turn negative as of April. Maybe not for a week or two, but it's likely. The cautious will have a stop no lower than 279, 280. United Health down 7%, just dragged down by the main market. Not pretty. Nothing much, no real support until 229. Visa. It's actually been bearish for quite a while, but the price action is very subdued, and it's a lot of chop. It's not a great short. I have zero interest in being involved in this one either way. But yeah, net lower for the month by 5.6%, 302. Midterm bearish, but nothing particularly dramatic. A very boring stock to track. And finally, actually two more to go. Verizon, new historic high, but it did cool back, settling up 6 whole cents. So, fourth month higher of 5. No sign of a turn. It is a doji candle, and you could argue, if the main market will be prone to dragging this down, but there's no sign of a turn. I can understand the cautious having a stop around the low of 48.91, or the bold even holding on unless we go into, say, 43. And now we should be on the final one. Yep. Walmart. So, what looks like February had a exhaustion high of 134, settled net lower for March by 2.7. I mean, it's still midterm, actually still mid long-term bullish. You can see, look at the 10 MA holding here. Look at this over and over again. It loves holding that. So we can come down to 110 in April, and that still wouldn't break trends. You can drop $14 and it still doesn't take out that key MA. So I can understand people holding and not worrying about it. I will say momentum has leveled out and is distinctly a divergent lower high relative to late 24, early 25. We will end with the Dow itself. So we're going to skip over. We don't care about smaller time frames. Yeah, we're going to just conclude with this. So for the month of March, the Dow was down 2,636 points, which was 5.4%. This was a close below the monthly 10 MA. RSI has come back down from an overbought 70 to 59. Also, keep in mind that February's candle was a little bit spiky on the upper side, so that was a little bit of a warning there that we were done. And now we broke down. Momentum settled fractionally positive, but will turn negative as of the April the 1st open. That's a problem. It's a very big problem. And in theory, we could weaken for some months, right? Now, last year we got lucky. We only weakened, we leveled out in May and then started ticking back upwards again. And I'm open to the notion that that's possible, but considering the war, considering other issues, jobs market, um, supply chain problems, we're this is a once this as of April the 1st, the Dow will issue a sell signal. Even if the Dow's up a couple of hundred points tomorrow, yeah, actually even 500, it's going down in terms of momentum anyway. So that's a problem. We're going to get a sell signal in the Dow as of Wednesday morning. So, it's only one down candle, but it's an interesting month. And you got to wonder, look at the candle. Look at last March candle and this March candle. Kind of similar, right? I mean, almost identical. And literally almost identical. You saw what happened in April last year. Smash to the 50-month average, which is currently 38.7. But let's just round that off to 40,000, right? So I think we have viable downside of 40,000, which would still be way above the April line. So the midterm bulls can still say they can. The midterm bulls should be able to tolerate 40,000. Although I would admit that's 10,000 points down, which is 20%. And of course, if that doesn't hold, then we're looking at a long way down. But first things first, let's see if we can get down to around 40,000, late April, early May, maybe. Yep. Okay, that's the first video. I'm probably going to do another two videos. Hope some of that caught your attention. Back soon. Have a good April, by the way.